Alright, I'm gonna see just how quick I can actually do this tutorial because I've had to do this a number of
Ты с
times,
чем
and
пожаловал?
I just I
До
felt like it would have been
свидания.
a good idea to record it. So I have a good idea of where all the quests are, what you have to do,
Здорово. Бывай.
and we're gonna see just how fast it actually goes. I'm gonna try not to cut anything, and I'm just gonna take you through where you have to go, the characters you have to meet, the things you have to do, and it is honestly just a lot of fetch quests and running back and forth. So just be aware of that. I'm gonna talk to Vladimir Ilyich here, get the rat quest, and then come back, get some ammo, and then learn how to make bandages. Let's see what I got in my inventory. While I'm running over there, gotta make sure to equip this jackknife. Can't do that while I'm running. Okay. And I also have to kill 3 rats while I'm here. I almost didn't do that last time. I killed 2, so I had to run all the way back. So yes, you have to kill 3 rats. I'm gonna press V to switch to melee. I'm out of stamina. Of course. Now, what's nice about these rats is they don't target you. Every other rat in the game will target you. These ones don't. Which is very nice. You know, it's a nice little newbie thing. But it's something I've noticed after doing this like 5 times in a row. Alright, I've done both quests. I'm gonna run back. I don't have the best of health, so while I'm recovering my stamina, I'm gonna use a medkit or two. See what else we got? We just have, okay, matches. Oh, the note. We have to read the note. It's another quest, okay. I don't know if that one's really necessary, but I'm checking them off at this point, you know what I mean? Now, a few of these quests have definitely tripped me up. For example, the firewood one, it's right there in the corner. You don't know that, and so you spend, like, half an hour picking up wood bark and firewood because you don't know what kind of wood he needs, but
Здорово.
no. That's what he wants. It's a real pain. So, once you get used to things like that, it's a lot easier, but you have to do it in the first place, and that means you have to run around and, like, you don't know what's happening in this game, so it can be frustrating at first, for sure. I totally understand, because I did it, so.
Это ты. С чем? До встречи.
Alright, let's see about these herbs.
Приветствую. До встречи.
These are a little tricky. I'm not sure if they spawn in exact, or these are it. And then once we, it's just these raised beds here. And then once we go back with those, we'll be able to get the peroxide and buy the bandages, make the bandages, whatever. And that'll be it. Pretty easy, actually. It's these long quests, like the house, floating house over, like the ones that make you run around. The guard quest where you have to go to all 3 posts. That one was stupid.
Это ты с чем пожаловал? До встречи.
See. Let me trade. All right. Do we not have the peroxide?
А, ты. Бывай.
What? Oh, that's right. I have to actually buy it. I was getting ahead of myself there. Okay. Then we craft it. And then we have to make the bandage pack out of these. Yeah. And there you go.
Приветствую. Бывай.
Bandage is done. And if you thought that was a waste of time, like I said, there's running back and forth, a tunnel, going to that little warehouse and back. And then after this, the part where you have to get the crates of food, that one that one took a while as well.
А, это ты.
Alright, this is Ostap, and the guy down there is Glensky, I believe. So we get to know both of them.
Приветствую. Заглядывай.
And here we go.
Приветствую. Много хабара нашел? Ладно, двигай давай. Здорово. Ну, пока.
Go up here first. This one wants meat. So I'm gonna just set that up now. You know, maybe he doesn't. I might be misremembering. It could be down here. Pretty sure one of them wanted you to do that. I'm gonna say I didn't think I grabbed that. I pressed F. I always press F, so I don't know what happened there.
Приветствую. Чего надо? Ладно.
Here we go.
давай.
I don't think there's a way to do this apart from dragging it all in there one by one. Which is okay, but it's not great. So I'll attach you, see what else. I was trying to think about this. These only take like what, maybe 90 seconds? A little over a minute, I would say. But it's not enough time to run over here and come back. So I'll just wait another 15-20 seconds and we'll be done here. Alright.
Приветствую. Ладно, двигай.
So I'm gonna run all the way down here. Well, I'm gonna run over to this side because this one is quicker. I don't remember what this one wants you to do. I believe you have to hunt for this one. But this one you just give them a med kit. So it's no big deal. It's really just to run the distance. It's a lot of running back and forth, which you're going to do in the game regardless, so I guess you better get used to it. I would have to say I think this quest is probably the worst one in terms of length, simply because of where everything is, and if you don't know what you're doing, it'll take twice as long. May have already done this at least 4 or 5 times, so I know what to expect, which makes it a lot quicker. I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing. But if you're getting constantly turned around, you don't know where anything is, you don't know who anybody is, you don't know how to use any of your items, okay, it's gonna be harder, for sure.
Приветствую. Чего надобно? Ну, до встречи.
And there we go. Now let's see about this body. Now, later on, in regards to the actual handcar quest where you go to that different area, I don't know if I'm going to include that or not, because it's not really part of the tutorial itself, really, but in order to get to Liubech, you still have to do it. I might include it, I don't see why not, but it isn't strictly part of this tutorial level per se. However, it is something you have to do, so I might still do it. If you see those flowers around, I would suggest picking them up, because you can later on make medicine out of them, use them in recipes for cooking. If you manage not to make poison, for example, like in the Outlands, there are a bunch of mushrooms, you can make dishes out of those. So depending on what you pick up, where you pick it up, right click on it and go to info, and it'll tell you all you want to know about that item, what status effects it'll give you, that sort of thing. If you feel like rolling the dice on whether or not cooking something will give you food poisoning. Alright, so we're here. In regards to skill points, I always just put mine for the very few first few skill points into manual loading, because that makes loading your revolver a little bit quicker. Believe it or not, that helps.
Приветствую. Тебе ну пока.
I had no idea they did that. That is epic. I didn't know they could lock out like that. Wow. I know they would shoot, but I had no idea. It's a little scary. Okay. There's 3 dogs down here and a body. Now the revolver is very accurate. I don't know if inaccurate is really the word, but like you have to get really close, and you definitely have to get close if you want there to be any damage done at all. So I'm gonna have to get close to these guys. It's okay. I wouldn't advise you doing this though. And there we go. Now we gotta skin them, the tails, and get that body, whatever it is. Over there, I think. Oh, I see why. So I was pressing F too quickly, and then the tail spawns. In regards to a knife, you're going to want to get a better knife as soon as possible. Once you get to Liubech, you can buy a table knife. That helps a little bit. But if you get to the Outlands, you can talk to Skinner, and you can get the skinning quest. In which case, you have to get a bunch of pelts and whatnot from different creatures and then bring them back to him, or you can buy the knife from him for 270,000 rubles, or you could just look on the board. But to me, that takes the fun out of the game. Why play the game if you're just gonna buy everything, you know? But I've had some situations where I've had to buy things off the board, and I mean, really, it's not that bad. If you genuinely can't get it any other way, or you don't want to do a quest, why not? But if they just start like giving things to you, it ruins the game, in my opinion. So, but that's my outlook on it. Maybe I have a different one. It's like I said, I've bought things from the board. I've put things on the board. So, you know what I mean? But, and to be honest, a lot of the prices on the board are very high for no reason. People are just, they put them on there to see what you'll pay for them, and people pay for them, so they keep doing it.
Много хабара нашел? Ну, пока.
What? Shit. That's why he won't let me in. I have to go back and talk to the guard. I guess I didn't turn in the tails. I was too busy talking about the board. That's fantastic. Okay. See, it still happens, you know, you still have these issues. It's okay, I'll have some water. Alright.
Ну здорово. Чем пришел? До связи.
Now we're finally good to go the way back. Alright. Now after this, I do believe you have to catch the artifact, or you have to go into the tunnel and come back, or maybe both. And then there's also the house in the distance that's floating in the air that you have to get a not quite an artifact, but like something out of there. It's not hard.
Приветствуй. Бывай.
The main thing I don't really like about this tutorial is that they force it on you, so because there's already a tutorial section with the guide,
Здорово.
that teaches you a bunch of things, and then so you're like, okay, I'm about to play the actual game. No, you're not. You're about to play this for the next 40 minutes, hour and a half of your life. It's an extended tutorial, but really it's just a lot of fetch quests. It gets you used to the world, to how everything works, so I don't mind it. But that being said, it could be a lot shorter. It could be a lot shorter. So but that again, that's my opinion. I just don't think it should take you an hour to do these things. But if you look at it the other way, it's not just about doing these things. There's a variety in the quests in what you're doing. Okay, in this tunnel, okay, you shoot dogs, you're shooting the people, you're getting things back, you're catching artifacts, you're interacting with anomalies. Like, it's getting you used to the world. But it does it in such a long, drawn-out way, and it is a huge inconvenience, especially when you have to do it again, because they have no server transfer option. So if a friend and I are on 2 separate servers and we want to play with each other, one of us has to transfer, and that's no good, because that means one of us has to play the tutorial again. You know what I mean? So if you do it once, you're like, wow, that's really cool. That's really helpful. A little bit long, but okay, whatever. The second or third time you're doing it, you're like, wow, I wish I could skip this just like I skipped the regular 10-15 minute tutorial with the guide. But no, it's not that easy. So it's all the way back here. Here's another bone I have to pick.
Это ты.
Um,
Ну, пока.
because we were just talking about this the other day. Why are there these big areas with nothing in them? Okay, you can add randomly generated things outside, mushrooms, flowers, okay, animals. Why can't you add things into these areas? What is so hard about that? To me, it would ground it. You could find a couple rounds in a car or a military vehicle. You could find a knife with a few uses out of it that'll break after a few tries. You could find some dirty bandage paper, okay? It doesn't make sense to me. If it was me, that's what I would be doing. Because otherwise, it sets up the environment and it shows you where you're at, but there's no utility, okay? When you're out in the woods, you can find anomalies, you can find mutants, you can find plants, okay? You can do things out there. You can craft things, you can, like, come on. Here, in like an urban area, or really any civilization, there's nothing there. You'll be lucky to find an NPC. Like, come on, man. I'm just griping. I'm filling time, you know. I've got to talk to Ostap anyway. I might have to talk to both of them again. I don't know. Gotta assemble the MGD. I won't lie, this game is very immersive at times.
Здорово. У тебя ко мне дело? Увидимся.
Now, I've already done a little video on the artifact hunting, how to use an MGD, but we'll do it again, it's okay. I've done a couple other videos, simple how-tos you can watch in like 2-3 minutes. They're pretty quick, you can knock them out just like that. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna have to do it just to do it. Let's talk to Glensky here.
А, это ты. Типа,
Here we go. Get some buckshot in the Taz.
Здорово. Бывай.
Well, after having those skills, there's actually a person here. After having those skills to manually reload just a little bit quicker, this one's the closest, which is why I'm going to it. I really notice how much quicker it actually is. Can't believe that. I turned my game's brightness down a little bit, so dark areas are actually dark for once. It's nice. Otherwise, you literally never use flashlights or headlamps or matches. So again, it's just another way of being a little bit more immersed. All right, let's see where we're at here. Let's make sure to charge this thing. Is that the right one? Yes, it is. Okay, we'll equip it. Turn it on. Get in the square. Press start. And we'll see what we got. I'm going to press 7. I'm going to press left arrow. 3. 5. And 3. I've got the artifact, and that was it. What did we get anyway? A mirage. Speaking of artifacts, by the time this video is uploaded, for the next month and well, 5 weeks, there is going to be an anomaly event, so more artifacts, one thing, among other things,
А, это
in select areas. However, you're watching this, you want to get used to Liubech, used to these starting areas, it's probably not going to be anything you'll want to care about for at least 2 weeks, a week at best, if you really want to grind it out, but I prefer taking my time. But I mean, there's still plenty of time to get out there, and that's not the only event going on.
Чего надобно? Ладно, двигай давай.
Alright, now we have the house, floating house. And then I believe it's this one where we talk to him on the radio. Yep. Okay.
раскидывать.
Gonna make my way over there and hop the fence. Just take a moment to have some food. I know I don't have to constantly eat and drink, but it is just my habit to stay topped off. Anytime I have a moment, I need to catch my breath or whatever, I'll press it anyway. You know, I have to slow down regardless, you know what I mean? Now you have to be careful here. Try not to run into any of the anomalies, but I kind of just brute force it. That's another thing, these mutants are going to be slower in these first areas. This area in Liubech. So you have to be worried about that, because later on they get much quicker and much stronger. So be wary of that. Alright, it's time to talk to Ostap. I'm gonna press U, no? It's J. Do I have it equipped? I have to turn it off, okay. Forgot to hotbar those. Man, I am really pressing the wrong keys today. Yeah, you don't always have to go right up to an object. If you run and press space right before it, sometimes you can just jump over it and save a little bit of time. That's what I do a lot. It works, but not always. Alright, let's get to the swamp here. You want to be a little bit more careful than I am, but I'm willing to do this just to show you where to go. But naturally, if it's your first playthrough, you're probably like, hey, what's going on? So be a little bit more careful than I be. Now you have to walk around this general area and wait for our friend to pop out. From what I've seen, I think it's mostly RNG. Until he attacks you. Or until you spot him first. I don't know. There might be a sound, but I think that's just the general area. So I'm gonna say, I don't think that's anything in particular. He looks a lot more intimidating than he actually is. As long as you got the shotgun, you'll be okay. I'm gonna do a wide circle and then close in. To make sure we hit everything. Because you can just stand it in place. And I don't think he comes to you, so you have to walk around. My experience, anyway. Because I have stood here for like 5-10 minutes. He doesn't. Here we go. So look at that. Didn't even take any damage. So we got 9, 2, lower arrow, down arrow, 4, 1. That was easy. Talk to Ostap again. And we move on to the substation. That's one of my habits too, is just jumping over this water. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I do it, you know. One of them quirks, I guess. That might be your buddy right there. Bunch of silvans around here, which is what you need. Because according to this guy, that's what they do. They steal his wire. And he needs it back. But not only that, he needs it disassembled, so you have to do that too.
Приветствую.
Бывай.
Well, you just killed him for me. Where'd he die at? That was lucky. I guess we'll see. If he killed him, maybe he doesn't spawn with it. This will be a very interesting occurrence. He does. Very easy. Okay, on to the station itself. Couple things you have to do here. You used to have to talk to the station huckster. You don't have to do that anymore. There was a bit more of a grind here to get in with the Watchman, but it's definitely not that way anymore.
Здорово.
Okay.
Бывай.
It's fine. And then you talk to this guy, and that's literally it. Well, not it, but I mean, this is what gets you to the actual thing.
Приветствую. Чем пожаловал? До встречи.
All right, give me a second to make sure I'm all right here.
Слушаю.
I'm out of water, so we're gonna have to hurry this up. So there's two places here, the bridge and right after the bridge where you have to fight the bandits. You have to get 4 crates of food. Once you kill the bandits here, there are 2 crates that open up behind a door where you bring back to the handcart. I don't think I should need the shotgun for these guys actually, but let's find out. Oh, they might not have been spawned yet. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Приветствую. У тебя ко мне не пропадает.
Here we go. You can't stack these, you can't run with them. You can only jog with them, so it's a real waste of time You would think it's left click, but it's actually, I think it's F to put them on there. It might be left mouse, but F also works. And the same thing happens down here, but thankfully you don't have to go back. Once you do it the second time, it's all done.
Приветствую.
And then down here by this branch on the track. And everybody's over here. Thankfully, our buddy here, Grouse, helps out with them a second time. You can actually redo this quest a few times. I think you can just do it as often as you want to, really. To grind for extra money. It might offer you some rep, I'm not sure. But there's probably better quests to do out there.
А, это ты. Пропадай.
Alright. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could help us carry a crate or two, but that's okay. It's just that this is the longest part. You have to run there and back twice. But after that, I mean, that's it. This is actually it. You have to talk to Charon before you actually make it to Liubech, but that's it. And if you care about dialogue, then it'll be an interesting part for you, because he's the guy who betrays you at the beginning. Or, well, whatever it is now. It used to be that he betrayed you. I don't know if they changed that or not. But anyway, you talk to him on the way there. So unlike me, who's going through this as fast as possible, again, slow down. Talk to all the characters, see what they say. Okay, learn about the game. Learn about the lore, what they tell you about the area, about other characters, about weapons, maintenance, okay? Literally everything you can ask them about, you should. Okay, take your time, take it slow. Don't just be running around willy-nilly, because I am. And this is about it. Alright, now we gotta talk to him.
Приветствую.
Here we go, okay. So we have to go talk to this other guy up here. That's why, okay. It's the same thing, really. It amounts to the same thing. You used to have, I remember having to run all the way down here and getting an artifact down here. Those were the days, man. Then you had to run all the way
У
back.
тебя ко мне дело?
Yeah. This part is a little confusing, but it's literally just to the left of you. Right here, you see that light, and that's where you go, and that's it. But if you don't know where you're going, it'll be confusing. But there's nothing else in that area. And now you've made it to the city. And yep, that's it. And this is the part where you'd get signed up and registered and whatnot.